What is going on, guys? Evil Beaver here. Today we're going to talk about the top 10 best tips and tricks to better your multiplayer experience on Call of Duty Black Ops 3. So at number 10, we have pay to win. So basically what this means, it's not my favorite. I by no means say this is what you have to do, but basically pay to win as in get yourself a SCUF controller, for example. $150, but gives you the advantage of being able to use movement system to your advantage better. You can also invest in a Astro headset, A50s, A40s, but again, you're looking to spend $150 to $250 just for a headset. But if you did that, you'd be able to hear the enemy better, more map awareness, know where they're at, and just generally have a bigger advantage over your competition that are usually playing on like a TV or the stock PlayStation headsets. You can upgrade your internet as well, get the fiber optic, get the high-end internet, faster internet, the more likely your kills are going to register. Moving on to number 9, we're going to go over settings. I feel like a lot of people overlook this when getting the game. They just get the game, hop in, play it, because they think it's a console. You really don't have to change a lot of settings, but that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of things you can do in-game that'll help your gameplay out. Number 1 would be taking your vibration off your controller. So going into your options, turning the vibration off, so every time a grenade goes off or an explosion, basically your controller doesn't vibrate, therefore potentially throwing off your shot. Another advantage of that is your battery lasts longer, so you can play longer without having to charge or swap out controllers. Another step would be to flip R1 and R2. You can flip your triggers. Basically, the advantage of that is the top buttons, R1 and L1. You don't have to pull it back as far for them to engage, so you can aim down sight quicker and fire faster than if you were to use the triggers. Another very simple thing to do, but it makes a huge difference. That's what I want right now. Another thing is bumper jumper. So a lot of people still use X for the movement system to jump, but when you do that, you have to take your thumb off of the aim stick, and therefore it's not as effective as being able to aim while jumping at the same time, and bumper jumper allows you to do that. So look into that if you don't have money for a SCUF controller. That's one route to take. Another thing, optimize your TV/monitor. What I mean by that is basically if you're using a TV, just go on Google, type in game settings for your monitor. Last one for settings would be sensitivity. Basically what I mean by that is you want to do what's comfortable for you, but at the same time you want to try and get it as high as possible without being too high. What I mean by that is you want to be able to aim down sight and have a chance of following a moving body. And if it's too low, you're gonna have to unsight and then correct just to sight back in. When if you had a higher sensitivity, you could track them in the air and take them down all in one motion. Moving on to number 8, I'm trying to fly through these here. Just play the game. So pretty self-explanatory. Practice makes perfect. But what I usually end up doing is before I hop in a game, and sometimes in my live streams you guys will see that, I'll just play 10 minutes of a custom game against recruit bots just to get my timing down, get my aim down, and just kind of warm up before the day's game start. Number 7 on the list is play tactically. What I mean by that is, yes, it's a game, but play smart. Only shoot at what you plan on killing. Something that has been said in the armed forces a lot, but basically you're not aiming to wound someone, you're aiming to kill them. So if the guy's about to run behind cover, there's no point in giving your position away just to tag him once, and then he's just going to turn around and he already knows you're at, and he kills you. Another example would be if you have a VMP and you're trying to shoot someone halfway across the map. Number 6 on the list is don't camp. And what I mean by that is don't sit in a corner with a shotgun or LMG just waiting for someone to come to you. play the game how it's supposed to be played, use the movement system, play tactfully, go for the objective, don't be that guy. Number 5 on the list is use the movement system. So kind of stated before, don't camp, use the movement system to your advantage. Not a lot of people use this. They don't slide, they don't jump as much as they probably should, and they're still kind of stuck in that mindset of the older Call of Duties where you just walk on the ground, boots on the ground. So basically you'll separate yourself from the competition if you do this. So basically before you come into a room, don't just walk in there standing straight up, just slide in there and do a nice little room check, look left, look right. You'll be coming in there hot and fast, less likely to be shot at doing that. If you're gonna go out into the open, just change your levels basically. People are always looking at the head glitching spots, waiting for someone to peek, but if you come flying through the air off of a wall run, they're gonna have to adjust just to lock onto you, giving you a chance to survive and win that gunfight potentially. Number 4 on the list is using a care package plus engineer. For whatever reason, not a lot of people do this, which, I mean, it's fine by me, but like I said, these are my top 10 tips and tricks. But basically, why work for a Wraith or Raps or GI unit when you can get a 5 kill streak and potentially get that? So I've always run care packages my lowest streak, and then I run the last 2, whatever I'm feeling. I won on there at the time, and basically I'll use my class, whatever class I'm using at the time, and if I get my care package, I'll wait till I die and I'll change my class to an engineer class, reroll my care package, and as you can see in this gameplay, I end up getting wraps on Skyjacked earlier from like a UAV I believe. So, and I only got, 5 kills, 6 kills, and I got wraps, so it's pretty effortless. One time I actually got 2 GI units in one game on Aquarium just from rerolling my care packages. So, I mean, it's a game changer. It's easy to get. If you can get a UAV, you can get a care package. So, the other thing is people like to steal care packages. So, if you do this method, just make sure you have a class that you're comfortable with that has long range and close range defense. So, basically, a gun you're comfortable with, high fire rate, low recoil. I usually use ICR, HVK, LMG, something that can, defend you well. Also, tactical mass, just in case someone tries to throw a stun or flash before you get to your care package. Number 3 on the list is fast hands plus quick draw equals must. So I'm not going to go over this too much, but basically, every class should have fast hands and quick draw. There's really no reason you shouldn't. And the reason being is usually the first person to land bullets on target is usually the one that wins the gunfight. Very rarely does someone turn and just annihilate you unless you have terrible aim. So it's pretty much self-explanatory. It aims down the sight faster, more accurate bullets on target, enemy dead. So number 2 is specialists. Know when to use them, and using the correct specialist for your playstyle and the game you're currently playing. So basically what I mean by that is if you're using the scythe, for example, you're not just going to die, spawn in, and then just activate your scythe unless you already know someone's somewhat nearby you, because if not, you're just going to burn your window for using it. Same with like kinetic armor. I usually don't pop it if I'm losing a gunfight, because at that point you only need a couple rounds to kill you anyway. Usually I'll like pop kinetic armor, for example, right as I'm already shooting a guy, but there's another guy that's has the potential to turn on me. So and number 1 on the list is basically optimizing your setup for gameplay and map. So what I mean by this is if you're on a smaller map versus a larger map, on a smaller map you'd want to have either an assault rifle or an SMG, something that does damage, close range, has a high fire rate, and if you always use blast suppressor and dead silence on hunted, for example, infection, stronghold, any normal size map, but then you go to Nuketown, there's really not a need for dead silence and blast suppressor on Nuketown. It's such a small map, so you'd want to swap that out for, say, tactical mask, flak jacket for perk 1, and same with score streaks. If you're trying to get a mothership on Nuketown, I mean, chances are you're gonna die before you get that mothership unless you're a freaking beast. So basically, on a small map like that, if you just use smaller streaks like a Cerberus or sentry guns, just to hold off sections of the map, it's significantly more kills to get that, and I think it's a little bit more effective than higher streaks, for example. Basically, get what you know you can get. Unless you're going for challenges, there's no reason to have motherships, wraps, GI unit on at all times. And again, for optimizing setup for gameplay and map, perks. You want to stay off the minimap as much as possible, at least I do. So I pretty much always run a blast suppressor and dead silence and hardwire. At least, if not all of them, at least 2 of those, depending on the map. But that's pretty much it. So if you like the video, please support it, drop a like, share. If you want to see more videos that can go a little bit more detailed and in depth on these top 10 lists here, just let me know in the comments below. Let me know what one you want to see, and I'll try and get some gameplay footage for you to kind of back it up and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So yeah, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content from myself. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch, and thanks for watching.